Welcome to Storyverse Global, where stories aren't just told, they shake the world. Today we're diving deep into a generational shift that's changing the very identity of youth today. Titled Gen Z and LGBTQ, a new cultural revolution. Gen Z is coming of age and coming out. They're loud, proud, and unapologetically themselves. According to a recent study, nearly 28% of Gen Z Americans identify somewhere on the LGBTQ+ spectrum. But is this just a trend or a powerful reflection of a society evolving faster than ever? Let's rewind. Queer identities have always existed, from emperors in ancient Rome wearing women's robes to World War II veterans who lived together quietly as just friends for 55 years. What's different now? Visibility, acceptance, freedom. History never hid, we just didn't see it. The queer community has always been around, even if society lacked the vocabulary to describe it. Stonewall was the spark, but what followed was decades of resistance, representation, and resilience. From fighting for TV appearances to legalizing gay marriage, the LGBTQ+ community has come a long way. This was another story. That's more than just a story, it's our reality. Ray, media's rainbow revolution. Turn on a TV show today and chances are you'll see queer characters front and center. Disney's The Owl House features a bisexual heroine. Superman's son in modern comics, bisexual too. This normalization makes a huge difference, especially for kids growing up unsure about who they are. KLAM, more than just 4 letters. LGBTQ isn't just LGBT anymore. It's expanded to include non-binary, pansexual, agender, asexual, aromantic, and more. Today's youth don't want to be boxed in. They say, I'm me, deal with it. Great. The role of the internet. In the past, a confused teen might stare at their mirror. Today, they search Reddit, join a Discord, or binge relatable TikToks. Online communities have become lifelines, offering support, guidance, and validation. Instance: courts, pushback is real. Not everyone is clapping. Companies like Target faced boycotts over their Pride collections. School board meetings have become battlegrounds. Yet, the LGBTQ+ movement stands strong. Why? Because representation matters. And Gen Z isn't backing down. Millennial parents, Gen Z kids. Many Gen Z kids grew up with millennial parents, parents who saw gay marriage legalized and queer love normalized on screen. This made it easier for today's teens to come out without fear or shame. It wasn't a confession anymore, it was just breakfast table talk. Trend or truth? Some critics call it a bandwagon, but can identity really be a trend? When LGBTQ clubs are in nearly every school and pride events are celebrated like national holidays, it makes teens wonder, could this be me too? For many, the answer is yes, and not because of pressure, but because of freedom to explore. It's not just America. All across the world, Gen Z is expressing itself, be it in the streets of Tokyo, the cafes of Paris, or the campuses of Lahore. This is no longer a Western movement. It's a global wave of identity, self-love, and visibility. The labels are changing. Only 5% of the 28% who identify as queer say they are gay or lesbian. The biggest group, bisexuals, at 15%. Another 8% say they're something else. And when you ask what that something is, they'll just say, ask me, I'll tell you who I am. The rise of trans and non-binary identities. Gen Z has reshaped how we even define being trans. No longer does it always require surgery or hormones. For many, a name change, a haircut, and a new wardrobe is enough. For others, even no label at all is valid. The non-binary identity is gaining ground, representing those who don't feel like either gender reflects who they truly are. And just like that, a new revolution is born, the right to simply be undefined. Asexual, aromantic, agender. Many Gen Z youth identify on the A spectrum, where sexual or romantic attraction isn't a priority. They're not broken, they're just different, and now they're finally being seen. But is it all identity? Or is some of it community? Remember how every high school had that one obsession? Fidget spinners, skinny jeans, TikTok dances? Sometimes it's not about what, but about belonging. Could being part of the LGBTQ+ community also be giving kids a sense of place and purpose? Social media, blessing or curse? Social media lets kids connect, explore, and express, but it also allows misinformation to thrive. Some critics believe that LGBTQ+ identity has become too trendy. Supporters fire back. Have you tried being openly queer in public lately? It's still not easy. Even with progress, hate crimes, discrimination, and social stigma remain real. What's next? Gen Alpha. The next generation is watching. Gen Alpha, born after 2010, is already being shaped by the internet. Will they continue the rainbow wave or push back with conservatism? Only time will tell. And Gen Z is taking the torch and running faster than ever. No matter where this conversation leads us next, one thing is certain: the world is changing, and Gen Z is at the heart of that change. If this story moved you, intrigued you, or made you think, hit like, share with someone curious, and subscribe to Storyverse Global for more mind-opening stories.